Hey guys, this is part two of a lies about myself chapter in today's chapter in Lies Daniel Willie's book, and let's continue from now. Your outward appearance should reflect your heart. Your heart should be pure. That's mildly important. Your heart should be joyful. And that's why we begin a thumbs down the Park Glism style. Your heart should be filled with life. That's why a children's golden crossbones should be passed up and what's on the outside should representation of what is on the inside. What you believe about beauty is determined by where you look. You meant the heart is the right inside and the outside. That's why you're going to do the right at heart. Another important decision comparing ourselves and many Christian girls we talked to had to stack beauty magazines at home and pursuing them didn't seem to be doing anything good. Here's what a few says. A lot of atmosphere are saying we are starting to use real models that someone is skinny, but really models are skinnier than major people. It makes me feel like I'm not skinny, that I'm not never going anywhere. I'm getting kind of high while I'm looking at a fashion website. I can think of what I look like, and then I'll look at the mirror and I find myself worse than before. I never looked like that, and would it help you to remind that you win those two fashion websites doesn't look like that. Katie Watson was the actress and singer who had an Academy Award, an Emmy Award, and Golden Globe Award, a Grammy Award, and more. She was a featured cover in Color magazine, looking vastly and sexy. Sex, with she responds. I don't look like anyone patiently, and I don't desire to look like that. We are rescued to size by legs and about a third. The high-paid and numerous women just look the same when we see them in magazine cover and maybe they have found pleasure to feel measuring unhealthy, unsuitable standards, as others well-known actresses acknowledge. I'm twice as size high and everything else, and most of the actresses were going to audition. And it's mad, isn't it? When you realize even the size I'm not the largest there, by the point you start to say, I don't think it will be healthy for me to stay here much longer. My present illness, our height at 5'7", our weight must be 150 pounds, probably the size of 2 or 4 most times. She's big. What's the standard? Our word of beauty unintentional. God's standard is beauty. Can we achieve the time spending alone with Him? Standard beauty will make you confident with God. You've given you outside. And lie number 8. I have to perform, to love, and accept. With being 95% of girls who spoke about me, they're always sometimes plugging by the lie. I have been struggling with depression for 5 years. I always those little things that I'm not worthy of anything. I'm not good enough, but I can tell it is Satan telling me that I'm never going to make it. That I can do anything I can't do anything in my life. As soon as you get old into high school, everything you become about college. If you make bad grades every point of it every day, you feel like a tremendous pressure. Positions you'll make and affect your ability to get to college. It was always in the back of my mind. I wanted scholarship to play ball at college. I have bad games. Satan would tell me, you did bad in this game. On top of those things are wrong with you. I feel like this is how everyone sees me. Are you sure everyone sees you? You might feel like everyone, including God and your parents, is judging you based on your performance, but that is true. Let's begin to expose lies by foreseeing again God's view of you. Your value is determined in what you do, but how you God views you. I didn't love much of my children before I met them. There's Robbie, my wonder boy, and firstborn. There's Lexi, my Ultralux beauty, born just 3 years later. And then I have 3. There's an Autumn in May, and Muslims and our adopted daughter from China. I'm determined I brought them and praying for them before they were because them adopted. I barely wanted to hold them and ride and human. How much more does God love you? He's his child and the truth before you in the world and created Ephesians 1:4. He knitted you in your mother's womb. He declares that you have been wonderfully made. Psalms 139:14. We love you before you could love me. In 1 John 4:9. And you belong to him, nothing can separate you from love. Romans 8:38-39. Your value isn't determined what you do, it determines the simple act that you are. God does not need the important thing, just what you admit. In a Chicago magazine, business and readers who refer to donations rising in power description comes from two outstanding characteristics and found psychologists, freshmen, and a strong drive and access to more students than ever considering themselves to be gifted into qualities and sometimes leads people to including a generation is a self-award, whether there's others the qualities they think are encouraging. Measure the avoidance of behavior to recent college freshmen, improving in strong way and unbroken criticism. There's more likely those people who volunteer to their service and give money to the charity. Among the characteristics of behavior, it's growing sense that you need to make a mark award by the time you legally adult. To really connect it all, appearance of Shark Tank and groundbreaking ease. Before you know in high school, over social media posts will make you famous in tune literally a fashion contrast by the age of 18. It doesn't matter how by today is rising and empowering, but accepting consequences does great things in your great ways. Translating all the things in rising power, stiff Christian community, being back on convincing you have life calling to do something for great for God. You may be interested in the way of thinking and might ever surprise you read that, but it's the difference between having calling to do something great for God and being called to and serve a great God. The substitute difference between those is too critical to having calling to do something great for God, to put focus and burden on you and how great you are. Having calling is doing great, and God keeps his focus on him and assessing you just to obey. Are you certainly looking for a calling from God, or truth will be told? Are you looking for to be famous? I consider this fame as Christians, as it doesn't come the way you might think. Mary, the mother of the Lord, became famous as simply saying, "Yes, Lord," to that promise. She would outcast her own community and give birth to a born, a living heathen in a foreign country. Corrie ten Boom became famous by simply saying, "Yes, Lord," when the men by hiding Jews during the Holocaust and spending years in amazing contraction came living in a fleece and eating stone cold porridge when they came if she had any food at all. Elizabeth Elliot became famous by simply saying, "Yes, Lord," with her husband meddling and laying a horsey and warriors' utterance against God, asking her to return and love these people in spite of what they have done. Amy Carmichael, one of the first abolition human and trafficking of oxen, became famous by saying, "Yes, Lord," and serving in Italy 55 years without a report laughing, by the forbearing illnesses to side, while she refused to unlove children and sex workers. The one who has a microphone and no podcast, blog, stage, no have the one thing obedience. God does not need to do something great, and you want to be obedient in moment by moment. As you do, he is used to you to see it fit, and nothing you do, anything of value for earn the God's love. Sincerity is not the same mindset, the base of the works neither. And then Grace in Romans 11:6, finding God's love and expressing profoundly the death of her precious Son is all it requires for you to experience His favor. Without trying to do something for His work space, you need to receive what He has done in grace space. You can't get a free gift from through works because you shouldn't boost that, you earn it. Ephesians 2:9, Christ died so that you can experience God's love and accessible gifts of grace. And good works are glorified to God and not yourself. You're rather your swimmer and ball player, straight A student, a leader of your youth group, in every effort you can put forth shall be for the glory of God, your own. 1 Corinthians 10:31. You're freeing pleasure from the feelings that you may feeling value, or doing something wrong reason. God does want you want to do things, but only offering back to Him as a great gift of God. James 2:12-18. Sophie found while she was described a pattern of believing that her performance given value after early age, completed as a swimmer in the national level. When I was 11, my mother moved by 300 miles so I could swim. Imagine that I am mine. Swimming was that matter. It was there. I could improve my value. When she was 16, she became a follower of Christ. In spite of the bubbling fear, she began to believe. The lie identity of swimming was pleasing God. She had to do so well in swimming. I look at Christian athletes. In order to do that, I had to be a good athlete. That means for being a best swimming. Russian and inviting swimming is last to a Big Ten University playing at a high level than ever before, but miserable, and it took 3 to 4 years after surrendering my life to Christ to figure out my identity. was found Christ and the greatest, and swimming there was not giving me value. It's okay if you're an athlete who calls God is proud of the confidence, like good and the confidence to be your identity. I quite stopped in my harding things to for my life. It's so awful and identity in class in the first I had. At times in the morning, asking myself from the people I went through depression, I am talking my hair off. Eventually, I began to know that I am able because I was a God's girl. It was more pain to find the truth. Swimming wasn't bad in itself, but some things like Sophie measured her own worth, her works, and she was given value. Her eyes were mother appeared to even for her God, even does the thing value and a good thing. This has been a nurturing battle Nancy has teen and tempting, and to find my identity since the worth and undying achievement and my ability as a castle pain since and now older woman who sometimes measure my value. With performance speaker and the author, when I hit a home run, I feel affirming is here. When I do so, I easily become discouraged and rebel and self-doubt. I have to conjure in other feelings. The truth I am accepting in Christ. My work for others has nothing to do with my performance and otherwise pretend driving myself endless and always be and looking on positive Facebook on how I'm doing. The kind of thing of prideful influence-based Christianity, usually determining the opposing true Christianity, which is fundamental based on human faith. Humble faith in Christ's performance, unwavering, unmerited grace of God. If you sincerely define your value performance, you need to take some time off. For one thing, you have to find value in order to test the free grace of God, but you don't want to drop everything off to disrespectful team members, teachers, and church workers. You constantly and first of all, talk to your parents and tell them how much pleasure you feel likely talking with them. Without a lot of pressure and ask God to give parents some wisdom and consider advice. Second, listen to advice of parents and teachers. Ask them if there are anything you need to step back. First, season family to order them. I'll learn and rest as I have a child of God. Wrestling this one now because it was a go away. It just grow with you. A bigger one. It gets heavier weight. It can become your own life. Teaching them to embrace the truth, believers of Christ. You have value because it's anything you do, but simply because you are God's girl, redeeming love, the grace of God, because what Christ has done for you. Thank you for watching. Bye.